What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday, May 20th. Great to have you back for another edition of our Stay at Home open mic. This is our Monday night online open mic here on YouTube. My name is Richie David Marrufo. Why did I say it like that? Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host for today. I am the project director of the Barbed Open Mic series. We're based out of El Paso, Texas, here in the U.S.-Mexico border. We just got started, so sorry if you guys were waiting. I saw people here. What's going on? What's going on? Dan's here. We got Gabriela in the house. What is up? Hello, hello. I saw you signed up. So if you want to, you can still join us. Yeah, so we got a pretty cool list of regulars today. Maybe a new face, a fresh face. Of course, this open mic is open to any kind of writing, so poetry, prose, anything that you have, new pieces, old pieces, and of course, we welcome the cover poem. So if there's a poet or a piece that you want to give some love to and read it out loud, we definitely entertain that. Of course, we do welcome music as well, singer-songwriters, acoustic, a cappella, metal, ukulele. Yeah, I'm gonna name instruments. Anyway, I just started a couple things this week. I'm as part of Barbed Open Mic series and BorderSenses. We're doing workshops at the Boys and Girls Club of El Paso, which is super fun after school program. Look forward to a lot of the writing we'll be doing this week. It was really nice. I found this metaphor dice that I'd picked up last time at AWP in Seattle. It's from Taylor Mali, so some of you guys may be familiar with Taylor Mali. If not, check out some of his work, including What a Teacher Makes. That's probably one of the most popular poems of his, as well as I like to show my students the impotence of proofreading. It's a pretty silly poem, but it's some dice, and it comes in concepts, adjectives, and objects. So I'm gonna do this maybe as a new thing. Maybe I'll roll a metaphor at the beginning of each show, so you guys can add to it if you'd like, to bring to the next Monday. So yeah, I'm gonna roll. I got the concept dice. It's red right here. All right. I'm gonna get all fancy and I'm gonna do a top down cam in the future, But for now, you guys have to just trust me here. And of course, the object dice, which is blue. Ooh, okay. So today's metaphor to kick off this show, and maybe a new tradition. I don't know. If you guys don't want to do it, that's cool. The metaphor is my breath is a burning dance. Dang, do with it what you will with that. STD jokes coming in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Anyway, other than that, I did want to start things off with a cover poem of my own. I usually, if I do perform, it's usually towards the end, but I thought, why not? I did start the workshops today with the kids, and we did a little bit of preliminary writing, but I've got a really good idea tomorrow. And I guess on that subject, I'm going to read one of my favorites, of course, Kyle Tranmari Guante, from his book, A Love Song, A Death Rattle, A Battle Cry. This one's called Reach. Reach. 1. On the first day of school, we make a list of the characteristics of a good poet. But this is not a poem about poetry. So all of the desks are empty, iPod earbuds dangling like dead flowers. I am alone at the chalkboard, and there is only one bullet point on that list. Not talent, not hard work, not education, ambition. 2. We are speedometers, usually cruising along at 20 miles per hour. A surprise birthday party bumps you up to 30. A car accident, maybe 40. Being shot at, 200. Most of us live our lives between 0 and 60. What do you think 1,000 tastes like? 3. My grandfather hates it when people use the word awesome to describe things that are barely above average. Like, did you see that episode of American Idol last night? It was awesome. Or that new Drake song is awesome. Or Honeycrisp apples are the most awesome apples there are. God is awesome, my grandfather would say, and he is not or never has been religious. 4. Make no mistake, This is a holy war. Beams shot from death rays into satellites and back down, propaganda lining our cages, 6 billion fingers on the button. Five. I paid $5. 15 empty bar stools, a singer knee deep in the stage. And if she were just a little more pretty and a little less beautiful, we'd swallow her. Smiling, we'd hang her in constellation. Confuse us with gibberish, and we'll call you visionary. Repeat to us the slogans we already agree with, and we'll call you revolutionary. Make some noise. She understands that it is no difficult thing to convince 100 people to scream, that it is no victory to entertain children with sugar water and magic tricks, that it is nothing to pry a smile from the soft, dull face of America. But she does not want our smiles. She wants to dig into the wet, gray wilderness behind them. Six, an artist. And whether we acknowledge it or not, we are all artists. Is one part clown and one part cleric. Our work is done part entertainment and one part revelation. We are all foot soldiers in the war between giving the people what they want and giving the people something they don't yet know they want. Between Facebook and Face, between voting once every 4 years and putting your name on the ballot, between writing a love poem and screaming that love poem in the Mall of America rotunda while they're walking out of Forever 21, between running away and running. Because there's no such thing as awesome. It stalks in the deep, seldom traveled backwoods of culture. You might need a machete and a flak jacket to get there. You might need to break a sweat, but it's there. So don't paint my house white and tell me it's heaven. Don't bring me a sack of beans and tell me they're magic. Bring me magic. Paint every inch of our bodies heaven. On the first day of school, do not make a list of characteristics of a good poet. Make a list of the people who will weep when you die. Seven, we are speedometers. We are remote controls. We are dollars and tip jars and dive bars. We've seen what they have to offer. It's great. It's beautiful. And it's not nearly enough. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll do a happier one next time. But hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Welcome to the online mic. We've been doing this every single Monday since April of 2020. And like any other open mic, all you have to do is sign up if you want to perform. We do have a link to sign up in the description of the YouTube video. So if you guys are hanging out with us and feel like you want to share a little something, a poem, a song, a dance, a rap, a freestyle, beatbox, whatever, come on through. We would love to have you. There's still plenty of room on the list, and we have a bunch of regulars tonight, so you get to see the kind of magic we do on the weekly. So as we've done many times before, we're going to kick things off with our friend Mike Sindler in Denver. So we're gonna, thanks to the magic of Zoom, snap and be in Denver. And welcome to the stage, Mike Sindler. Once again, great to have you. Welcome back. We missed you when you were gone. All right, welcome back.
Yeah, I did want to mention the fact that not only you but a couple other people reached out, and it was really nice to have people say that they missed me when I wasn't here last week. That meant a lot to me. Um, Another thing that does mean a lot to me is lighthouseriders.org, which is a fantastic organization that provides all kinds of different classes and workshops and events and all kinds of neat stuff for writers at all levels and in all genres, and has things for whatever it is you're trying to look into. And I especially want to mention the fact that the 7th through the 14th of next month we'll be having Lit Fest, which is an incredible festival with just some of the best writers around who will be taking part, and lots of interesting things. And especially every evening there'll be free events on that'll be available, I think, on YouTube that you can look in on. But if you go to lighthouseriders.org, you'll find out about all that stuff. I'm gonna just continue with the whole reading fairly new stuff thing. And This is one called Apples Wannabe Cake, which is one of many, 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 many food poems I've written. Should I bake a cake? I need to use up apples, but think of how many servings it would make. There's only one mouth that will digest and enjoy, one belly to fill, but lots of fat cells to expand. While it may be delicious, is it wise to poke a bear made out of sweetness? Can I make it last 4 days, or will it be gone in 2? Apples are calling on me to save them. I can hear voices from their stems. We'll turn brown and mealy. Don't let us become compost. What kind of horrid monster would I be to let them suffer? Time to peel and core and slice. Time for egg, flour, and sugar, baking powder and soft butter. Grease a pan, preheat the oven. How could I not listen to red and green voices of sweet fruit? That would be cruelly insane. So here comes the warm, delicious cake. Um, Not all poems have to be heavy. Um, this is a poem that is a little heavier. It's called Taking It Apart. Taking it apart, can't tell from the pieces what it was or how it was supposed to last or even how it worked at all for all those years. There is no putting it back together again. Not even a miracle could make it right. A team of mechanics couldn't restore the delicate balance, couldn't replace the feeble light inside. I can't find the tools except the hammer I don't want to use. Shaking it, I hear echo of tingle, single sound that started it up back in the day, glowing, beating, loving. Um, and thought I would do one more dessert one, which also is a little on the heavier side and less actually dessert. It's called Just Desserts. You said you do not love me. I knew I did, but didn't know how to do it right. You said that you were leaving. I felt like someone had dimmed the light. I stumbled into darkness, hurting myself and still hurting you. You said I didn't listen. I heard the words, but I didn't get the clue, didn't get how much it meant to you. I knew you had a point, but when it stabbed me, all I felt was hurt. I set my own table. It's only right I'm forced to eat my just desserts. Um, and I'm going to go ahead and put on the hat. And I figured maybe I would sort of go back to the basics and read some pretty classic beat poems, um, stuff that really got me writing in the first place. And this first one's a Ginsberg poem called In Back of the Reel. Railroad yard in San Jose. I wandered desolate in front of a tank factory and sat on a bench near the switchman shack. A flower lay on the hay on the asphalt highway. The dread hay flower, I thought it had a brittle black stem and corolla of yellowish, dirty spikes like Jesus's inch-long crown, and a soiled, dry center cotton tuft like a used shaving brush that's been lying under the garage for a year. Yellow, yellow flower, and flower of industry, tough, spiky, ugly flower, flower nonetheless. with the form of the great yellow rose in your brain. This is the flower of the world. And this next one is, I think, one of those poems that changed everything. It's by Gary Snyder, and it just it's anybody who's really interested in environmental poetry or anything. This is just really where it starts. It's called Rip Rap. Lay down these words before your mind like rocks, placed solid by hands in choice of place, set before the body of the mind in space and time, solidity of bark, leaf, or wall, rip rap of things, cobble of Milky Way, straying planets. These poems, people, lost ponies with dragging saddles and rocky, sure-footed trails. The world's like an endless four-dimensional game of Go, ants and pebbles in the thin loam, each rock a word, a creek-washed stone, granite ingrained with torment of fire and weight, crystal and sediment linked hot, all change in thoughts as well as things. Thank y'all very much.
All right. He's an Elvis, but he has left the building. And thank you very much. Mike Sandler, appreciate you. Lighthouse Poets. Again, we miss you, as I've said time again. You're our very own lighthouse. So when you were gone, things were dark. I think I honestly didn't know how to start. I'm like, wait, what? It felt weird. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is our online open mic. My name is Richie. I'll be your host again. And we're going to continue on. I see people signing up. Oh, we got Chameleon Poetic signed up now. Awesome. All the way from Jersey. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. I did want to give an artist spotlight, something I've been also meaning to do more of. Last Friday, we had a send-off party for Lara Lynette. She's going on her way to UK for a tour, so that's super exciting. I also gave a shout out to Amarani Yerena, who had her book release. We'll be featuring her soon. I want to work with her for sure still. I also want to give a shout out to David Latif. I was going to read some of his work, but I'll do it next time. They have a chapbook out called The Chair, a cluttered pile of neuroqueer poetry. I picked up a copy when they were selling it. It's pretty fun. I'm going to read a cover poem from it. Yeah, shout out to David. And yeah, I'm going to just try my best to locate or highlight local authors as well. All right, we're going to keep going. Speaking of local authors and published authors, our next performer is a bastion of that in the community who already has several books out. Some have won awards, and I'm sure there are more on the way. Let's go ahead and bring up on the mic Robin Schofield. Robin, hello. Happy Monday.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Hi, Richie. This is, yeah, I have some published books, but keep in mind, I didn't start publishing the books until I was in my 40s. Yeah, so that was a strange decade. But this month, to get back to the particular, is Mental Health Month. So I thought I'd read some things from my book called, my unpublished manuscript, I should say, called Diurnal Disturbances. And this one is for Edward Einstein. And I think I tell the story in the poem. It's called Relativity. Two clocks on different floors wring their hands, grinding down the little pawns of particles. He keeps different time and plays dice inside his atypical mind. His famous father is so appalled when Edward tells him that he hates him. Einstein never visits him at Bergolezzi again. He was just 22 His doppelganger stays young as he orbits at the speed of light, a special theory needed. Edward flees on a comet wearing a blue nimbus. He slices too close to the sun, falling past falling. His spooky entanglements and electroshock therapy make him move past the pianos he might have played. He floats toward his room as if there's no gravity. And then another famous person who had a schizophrenic child, James Joyce, had a daughter named Lucia Joyce. And she was a talented dancer, fell in love with Samuel Beckett, which would drive anybody crazy, I think, and was institutionalized for most of her long life. So this is called Lucia's Green. My father's a salamander, my mother's a fish, my brother's the Buddha on a boat. It's a big boat, stuck in an ocean of snow. Best to be inside by the fire like my father, who is Shadrach, who is time, who can go into fire. That is the clock we swing around in. I swing like the sun swings the seasons in an arc. And then one moment stretches beyond the moon, the tree snatches with its nightly teeth. And then one more of mine. This one's about Sigrid Sassoon. He was an Englishman, in spite of that weird name. And he was in a soldier in World War One. Mad Jack, your men called you, but not for grabbing 2 hours of peace at Mametz Wood. 60 German soldiers you cleared out with a bag full of bombs. Then read Virgil's Georgics down in their empty trench. You realize you delayed the battle? Colonel Stockwell chewed you out. I'd have got you a DSO if you'd shown more sense. What did you do? Just grin and say, yes, sir? You couldn't find that peace again so easily, for you earned your nickname, dragging the wounded out of battle on the Western Front. For that, they hung around your neck the military cross, which you threw into the Mersey. When you signed up as a feverish patriot and author of pastoral poetry, they put you in the mud and wire, the officer who often took the night patrol. 3 years later, after your soldier's declaration, you, shell-shocked, were charged with treason, and only Robert Graves and a diagnosis of neurasthenia saved you from court-martial. You lived to write the poems that harbored no truth unfitting about trench warfare. A young captain, old, still a cricket player. You never gave up your reckless driving. And then my cover poem, I think I read it at one of the open mics, but anyway, it's by Anne Sexton. Her kind. I have gone out, a possessed witch, haunting the black air, braver at night. Dreaming evil, I have done my hitch over the plain houses, light by light. Lonely thing, 12-fingered, out of mind. A woman like that is not a woman quite. I have been her kind. I have found the warm caves in the woods, filled them with skillets, carvings, shelves, closets, silks, innumerable goods, fixed the suppers for the worms and the elves. Whining, rearranging the disaligned. A woman like that is misunderstood. I have been her kind. I have ridden in your cart, driver, waved my nude arms at villages going by, learning the last bright routes, survivor, where your flames still bite my thigh and my ribs crack where your wheels wind. A woman like that is not ashamed to die. I have been her kind. Thank you, everybody, and please come to Tumblewords. It's always a good time. We always have different presenters. And I forgot who it is next week, but I'm sure Kit will tell you as he's more on top of it than I am. Thanks, everybody.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Robin. As always, thanks for being here with us. Whoops, I went and joined everyone. Say hi. You're on screen right now. You think I would be more smooth at that at this point, but whoops, I clicked the wrong button. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it so much. Speaking of the live open mics, we have a super rare week off from live events. Normally we have a Tuesday show, but there was some like double booking things going on. So when they gave me the option, I'm like, I'm gonna take Tuesday night off, and it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel great. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Bard 080. I don't recognize the name. Good to see you here in the live chat. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, again, if you guys are here tuning in with us in the live stream, say hello in the live chat. Let us know you're here. Unlike a live show where you can be on the stage and see your audience, on an online thing, we really can't see you. You're hypothetical to us. You're theoretical. It could be anyone. But if you stop in and say hi in the live chat, it's good to know. It's just nice. It's nice. And again, if you leave compliments and nice words, that is also super fun. Unless it's at one of our open mics, and sometimes you can't see because I have really bright lights. It's big lights, big stage, bright lights. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and Greg Bell. Okay, all right, of course you have Bard in your nickname. Yeah, shout out to Greg Bell. Yeah, our Shakespearean actor and was it the widening gyre? It's been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let me look at the list, and we're gonna go ahead and go from El Paso all the way to Pittsburgh. That's right. It's been a while. Someone in our community that we hold dear, and always look forward to hearing their work. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Vale Larkin. Vale, what is going on? Happy Monday. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the show.
Good to see you too. It's good to be back. Yeah, my voice is a little rough today. Allergies are kicking my ass, but we'll see what we can do. An old one, a new one, and another tiny new one. Trillium. I am standing by a plant, low-growing, small and ordinary, except where her star-like three-pointed blossoms tease their way through the undergrowth. I am saying goodbye, most likely for the last time. We are both vanishing, and my times in the forest are fading, but she will be gone before I will, unless this world has even greater surprises awaiting us both. I breathe in, hovering over her like angel wings, never making contact, longing to guard her from fate, from men, from extinction. Pray for the people we tread underfoot. I am sitting underneath a chestnut tree. I am sitting underneath an elm tree. I am sitting here beneath branches of such strength that they have pried at the sky for longer than any life of the things that are killing them. Maybe it's the beetles. Maybe it's the container ships. Maybe it's capitalism. Maybe it's greed. Maybe it's us. I breathe in, pressing myself to their strength, rough outside, smooth to the stuff that all our dreams are built from. Pray for the people we use up. I am lying down in the grass, watching birds play pick up seeds and little insects. Here a darting head, there a little flight, just a fluffing of feathers really, and the quick snick of beaks closing. Their songs ring so stark now in the growing silence. I can remember their voices like revelers, louder and wilder than even my heart for the skies could withstand. I breathe in, trying to imagine these little sounds layering, lifting and lofting and clattering gladly in their gleeful cacophony. Oh, how bright it would be. Pray for the people we most wish to silence. Pray for the people we broke. Pray for the people we missed. Pray for the people we crushed like grass blades, juice seeping into the soil. Pray for us sinners now and in the hour of their death. When they ask me, I have performed for 1,000 faces, alone, all eyes on, more than once. I have sung hymns and arias to the empty sky. I have taught the following subjects professionally: remedial reading, American history, Haudenosaunee European, biological field studies, vocal music, violin, bread making, dance, knitting and crochet and weaving and embroidery. I've watched hundreds of eyes alight. I have been a tinker, tailor, and a spy everywhere, silently soaking in the breath of crowds, surrounded and disconnected and entwined, but still unwinding always. I have smiled to 1,000,000 strangers. I rarely meet anyone I cannot love for at least a moment. I have watched 2,000,000 eyes alight. I am unlearning my conditions for love. I am unlearning my conditions for respect. I am unlearning my conditions for humanity. I have walked 100 fragments of the great woods, ghostly and rattled and yet breathing. I have been at home with the holy trees. Together, we learned how to honor the ancestors, mine, yours, and yours, to all of ours together. Thank you, Haudenosaunee. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Seneca. Thank you, Medley. Thank you, Igbo. And thank you, Grants and Aunts and Ireland. And thank you and thank you. I pulled 20 children unstung from the nest, broken open by a small boot in the woods that day. The Grandbys were pleased to be rid of us. I have used my body like a battering ram through stacked days of sweat and boiling toil. I have used my body like a violin to inspire, to entice, to understand. I have been used up by my body. I have used it up. I stood between love and entropy, defiant. Fear was not there. I know some things can be true when everything else falls down. I am not done yet. When I stand before my Godhead, bare and skeletal, all edges unforgiving, all tight-fit skin illuminated, I can say these things. Brazil. When the waters washed you away from our lives and the powerful kept you away from our eyes, did our disregard sting like salt water? Or are we always and ever both less important and more deadly than we would very much like to believe? I am breaking my heart on the ruins of our mother, hoping to find life in the shards that I can somehow give back.
Awesome. Thank you, Vale. Appreciate that. Is there anything you'd like to promote or share right now as well in terms of your content or upcoming? All right. Well, it's always a great thing when you're able to drop by and share your work. It's always amazing. Or even just you hang out with us afterwards for the after party for all the Chiefs Man chat. Thank you, Vale. Cool. All right. Again, if you guys are here, welcome to our online open mic. If you're tuning into the live stream, glad to have you. We do this every Monday, and we've been doing it every Monday since April of 2020, nonstop. So that's kind of cool. We're over 200 episodes in, and we got people join us from all over the country and sometimes all over the world. We do get international, and that's always fun as well. But we're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to go from Pittsburgh to Ohio, where we have a dual lariat. Sorry, I want to say dual lariat. I made that joke last time. It's a wrestling thing. Double lariat. It's a double laureate in Doc Janning, South Euclid, Ohio. Doc, let's find you here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Hey, what's going on, Doc? There you. I found you in front of the giant dragonfly. When you are ready. Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry. I just saw that. He was in deep meditation there, writing poems in his head. Cool. Greg Bell's in the house. What's up? You made it to the stream. You'd like to read? Okay, we will add you to the list, Greg. Give me just a moment. And in the abrupt chaos of all that stuff, my cat is walking in right now asking for food. Hold on a second. Oh, wait. Okay, Rocket. I'm doing a show. Okay, so let's go ahead and Doc. Oh. Okay, Rocket. Say hi to my cat, Rocket. He's just chilling here with me. Okay, so let's see. Doc, are you ready? Yeah, okay, cool. So as I mentioned, we're gonna go ahead and go to South Euclid, Ohio, where we have Doc up next on the docket. Take it away when you're ready.
I have two poems for you tonight. Sorry about my voice. We've got a lot of ozone in the air around here, and it's affecting me. Change. I rise in the morning and step into the unknown, into a new day. Each moment, a mystery, a terra nova of change and experience. The past is forever behind, yet always with me, as I peer into the mists of an uncertain, unknown future. The wind whispers of other wheres, of other whens, in this fantasy called life, in this dream of moments. Moments of daylight and dark, of dinosaurs and dragonflies, of fact and fiction, of knights and kittens, of showers and snow, of intimacy and infinity, of mundane and magic, of heart and home, of art and ambiance, of being and belonging, of songs and swellings, of voyages and vagabonds, of poetry and music. Moments as dappled sun and shadow paint patterns on water as it ripples, rushes, and flows in a chiaroscuro of patterns, reflections, and refractions, changing with the day. And I change. And some of you know, some do not. But I have CPTSD. The C means complex. And this is a reflection of that. If I could tell you what time has wrought. I would tell you of ancient karma yet unpaid, of unrelenting sadness and pain, of pervasive unknowing and fear, of brokenness and dread, of my bete noire and night terrors, of the place that's not a place, of wounds and unhealing scars, of missing pleasure and joy, of myriad lives and loneliness, of places lived but never a home, of someone sought but never found, of uncried seas of tears and emptiness, of profound saudade and strife. And I would tell you of a search through eons and ages for a self, for Darshan and Tonglen, for the one who seeks me, a search for Kundun and Hunemi, a search for peace, a search. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. Any plugs, advertisements, anything like that?
Not tonight. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. Cool. We have another added to the list, someone who just signed up. Very cool. Greg Bell, as happens before from the live chat here to the Zoom call. That is something that we love. Okay. We're going to keep going though. Next up, we do have another debut joining us from El Paso, Texas. So she has a YouTube channel and Instagram. I'll let her plug that. We're also having a first time performing music on Zoom. So we may have to do a little bit of tech support. So that should be fine. Hopefully we can be quick with that. But yeah, we have Gabriela Denise in the house joining us. Wants to share some music, sing a song. So Gabriela, can you hear me? Let's see if we can do a sound check for you really quick. Okay. You can also, if you need to, you can unmute. No, Zoom's crazy. I sent some links. Yes, it's you. Gabriela, that's you. You are up next. So if you unmute, I will get you here on the Zoom call. Let's do a quick sound check. Hey, there you go. What's up?
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. So did you see my my links about getting the audio to work? If you share screen and then share audio?
Yes.
Okay, let's go and try it.
All right. Okay, it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
All right, I fixed that. That was on my bad. Sorry.
That's okay. Let me see. Okay. It's my first time. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
It's all good. We'll walk you through it.
All right. Okay, so let me see. Let me see.
Are you still thinking about your song that you're gonna sing?
No, I think I picked it. I think it's good.
Okay.
It says open settings is okay. I think it's working.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and play a little bit and we'll see if we can hear it through the Zoom call.
All right, let me see. Let me know if this is working.
Okay. Not hearing anything yet.
Nope.
I think it's my Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
No, but my Wi-Fi is good. I don't know why it's being slow right now.
So did you click when you clicked share screen, did you go to the advanced tab and click computer audio?
It just said to allow
Okay.
Zoom into my to share or something.
You should. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. It's just you can lower it actually.
Let me try that.
Ooh. Okay, it's a ballad. I hear it. It's a little choppy though.
Choppy? Oh, like
Like the
way it
Wi-Fi, like
sounds?
the signal. Yeah, I
Oh
think
my God.
your Wi-Fi is just being a little.
I don't know why it's doing that. My Wi-Fi usually is like fine, but
Zoom does put a lot of
so it
usage.
usage. Oh. Does it sound okay?
It's kind of in and out. Did you also enable original sound for yourself on the Zoom screen here?
I'm playing on YouTube.
Yes, but I think if you don't you also okay, it's kind of complicated. I know.
That's
So
okay.
you for your audio for the laptop audio to Zoom, you also have to make sure that you enable the original sound for musicians, which is it should be on the top left corner of the window that you're on
Oh,
Zoom.
okay. On custom live streaming service
Just to the left of that,
recording.
left, and then next to that is it should say like original sound.
I don't think it says it for me.
Oh, you have to enable it. Okay, yes, it's you can see it. You have to go to your sound options first. So go to your audio. Oops.
On Zoom or here?
The
Okay.
on Zoom, yeah. So on the bottom left, there's the microphone. If you click on the little arrow, the little carrot there, you can click on audio settings,
Yes.
and it'll open a window where it says audio profile. You have a bunch of different options. You want to click on the one that says original sound for musicians.
I don't think it has it. It's a MacBook. I don't know if that's the reason.
No, I have a Mac as well.
Because it says speaker, microphone, and then audio profile.
Oh,
Scroll down a little bit. It is option number 7.
oh yeah,
Original
yeah,
sound for musicians.
yeah. Audio on audio profile. It's on the third one.
Doesn't go down.
Oh, interesting.
Like
Yo,
I-
this is a performance in its own right, like tech in the modern century.
You're far from the first one to have to do this, so don't worry.
How do I scroll down? I don't know how to do that on a MacBook.
On your trackpad, you can just move your finger. It depends on the setting too. You can put on 2 fingers. If you just move them up or down on the trackpad.
Okay,
It
yeah.
should,
Okay, live performance audio. Is that it?
oh no. Right above it,
One
there's
above
someone to
that.
say original sound.
Okay.
And
And then
then
high
yeah,
fidelity.
exactly. Perfect.
Okay, good.
So if you enable that when you leave the screen, now you should see to turn on original sound in that next to custom live streaming, recording, and all that.
Yeah, original sound for musicians. It
So
says
just
on.
so if you click on it, it'll turn it on.
All right. Now I did
Okay.
it.
Okay, cool. Now I think if you play music off your laptop, it should come out more clear.
Okay, I'll try that.
We're gonna use this as a tutorial for all future musicians in the future. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So go
All
ahead and
right.
try the track again. There it is. You can just you could lower it a little bit as well.
All right, I'll try that.
It's a little loud, but I think it should be good to play the audio and if you sing over it.
Is that better?
Oh, way better, way better.
I'll try
Can
it.
I
Yes.
can I introduce you again?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do it. Let's do a little flow. Check this out. Hold on. Okay, what's going on, YouTube? Online peeps. We're gonna go ahead. This is the first time we're trying this here on the Zoom mic. We've got Gabriela, Denise in the house. When you are ready, go ahead and take it away.
Hi, thank you. By the way, thank you so much for making this space. It's the first time I see this, like, in El Paso, or at least me. Moví las flores marchitas y ese frío en tus ojos al mirar. Moví la realidad que ibas a dejar. Dicen que la vida no es como la ves, para aprender hay que caer, para ganar hay que perder, lo di todo
right, that was it. Thank you for joining us. Also, how can people? I know you looks like you're trying to start a singing career. How can people follow your journey and support you online?
Oh, thank you. Well, first, I wanted just to mention I'm from La Huasteca Potosina in Mexico, but I live in El Paso, Texas, which now I love. I'm on my own. But if you guys want to help me out, I am starting a singing. I'm trying to start a singing career. This is my YouTube channel. That's just my name, Gabriela Denise. And if you guys want to follow me, that would be amazing. I write my own songs. Right now, I've only been doing covers, but soon I'll be uploading some of my songs. And I hope I get to see some of you over there, or maybe next time I'm here.
Very cool, awesome. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks for joining us again, and yeah, we definitely look forward to it. You should definitely check out our live shows, and we have them. We will be this week. We don't have any, but next week we have two. So if you're interested, come out and sing. We could also introduce you to some people as well to get you some singing gigs. Thank you. Yeah, put in the chat all your stuff too, and thanks so much, Gabriela. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you so much for the space, and thank you, everybody. I've been loving the poems. I've been loving what you guys do and say.
Cool, perfect. And again, I want to thank everyone for your patience. Zoom, it's technology. We found our way through it. We used communication, and we made it happen. It's not perfect, but you know what? Nothing is, and that's awesome. It was still you have a great voice. Look forward to seeing you in person at the mics. Cool, thank you. And welcome to El Paso. It's great having you. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's check it out. Check it out. Oh, by the way, shout out to Julian Morales, who is on the live chat. Julian, of course, I give shout outs every time I see him on there, doing cool things with the El Paso Art of Storytelling. Really great event. And of course, check out his channel, Going Blind, Enjoying Life. Another YouTube channel to follow. Okay. Oh, and if you guys haven't, if you're watching this right now, please follow our YouTube channel. I do terrible at promoting it, even though we're here every Monday. We're trying to bump up our subscribers. My birthday's coming up in June, so maybe that'll be my birthday gift. Hey, get 10 people to subscribe. That's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. I know it is getting late for some peeps. We still got some peeps that need to get on. So we're going to go ahead and stick around in the area, a little north from here. We're going to go to San Miguel and check in with AJ, who does have the book coming out and has a release date, but I will let you talk about it. AJ, what's going on? Welcome back.
Oh, hi. Wow, there I am. Okay, the book is officially coming out June 7th at 1:15 p.m. Anyway, that's that. It's called Is There Love After PTSD? And it turned out actually to be a really interesting kind of book. I started to write it and I was pretty angry at how the therapeutic and research communities had treated us. But by the time I get done, I had so many friends involved, so many people who participated, that it really turned out to be a love story kind of to and about us and how amazing we are and how different we are when you see who we are inside, as opposed to what everybody tells you about us from the outside, where they have no real understanding. Yeah, I said that. So this is from chapter 9. It's called Ageism and Other Biases. And I read the first half a couple weeks ago. And I was going to read the second half last week, but Michael wasn't here, and so I couldn't very well now. So I saved it. And Michael, this is for you. Okay, the last two paragraphs of what I read last 2 weeks ago ended with Julia Penelope's book on how language norms, which they result from group socialization, how they marginalize and restrict people. And she's provided a detailed analysis of how the often subtle, sometimes ingeniously nuanced dynamically emerging implications. Golly, I wrote this. Reflect social and cultural secrets, intersect with the dynamics of power and identity. Is anybody still breathing? This book has challenged our father's language, defining us not by labels or epithets, but by describing in the best way we can our emotions and our experiences. Collapsing across sociocultural age barriers, limitations, restrictions, we have emerged in our own fragile, sometimes doddering, often intense way to say what it is. My friend Chuck Sutherland posted this one day. Said, "You are not Scottish because you were born there. You are Scottish because it was born in you." This is a way of saying that what you have, what you are, who you are comes out. And we went on, you have to be willing to be really vulnerable, to trust yourself enough to go directly from emotions, that is what your body is saying, not to what your words are saying. We find ourselves transformed in a way that there are no models in the world for. We can't just look at the work someone else has done. We have to build the models of our understanding from within ourselves and by sharing with others like us. It's a new you. My version of a new you allows my totally wicked humor to emerge as, oh, I wonder where that goes. Oh dear. Hold on a second. Something disappeared from, okay, I'm getting kind of paraphrased because for some reason a paragraph has disappeared. It was there earlier. What I thought was, maybe my mother thought I was a witch, and so that was why she threw me out the window to see if I could fly. And I'm sure I wrote it better than that, so I'm sorry. What the recasting accomplishes is lifting the heaviness from the story. Instead of presenting the stark reality head on, it gives the listener or reader a chance to explore the possibilities that this might be a joke, that it might be a total put on. Only after they have tiptoed through their cognitive valley of tulipian options a la Tiny Tim are they face to face with the horrifying truth. Sharing crayons. Query to ChatGPT 1/8/2024. What do people with PTSD have in common with those who don't? And it replied, people with and without PTSD share common human experiences, emotions, and basic needs. Both groups can feel joy, sadness, and fear. They seek connection, understanding, and a sense of purpose. While individuals with PTSD may have experienced trauma, it's essential to recognize our shared humanity and the potential for empathy and support. Yeah, I really said that. In the ending, you can hear the recognition of the shared bias, the ism, and note the difference in the responses when the comparison targets are reversed. Query to ChatGPT 1/8/2024. What do people who don't have PTSD have in common with those who do? Watch what happens. Both individuals with and without PTSD share the fundamental aspects of being human. They have similar needs for social connection, understanding, and emotional well-being. While experiences may differ, the commonality lies in the desire for a fulfilling life, relationships, and a sense of purpose. See how different this is? More upbeat, less sad, less depressing. Chats with others who cope with the after effects of trauma present new dimensions to our different perspectives. Recently, me too. I don't have any problem staying focused on the total picture, which is usually too big and nuanced and beautiful for the average 8-crayon person. And besides, the story is not the story without the details in the edges. Details in the edges commonly take the form of what could be heard, viewed, and subsequently labeled as tangents. But another friend said, all those stories are necessary for the overall story. This wasn't consolation. This said that she, too, though in terms of what I can only describe as a collection of related bodily and cognitive bubbles that together make the complete story. I'm sorry, thought in terms. This said that she, too, thought in terms of what I can only describe as a collection of related bodily and cognitive bubbles that together make the story complete. For us, there's a deep underlying need for the overall story, the complete story. Because in truth, what we are saying is, know me. I know I am different. I know there are no words. Please try. Thank you.
Right on. Cool. Thank you for sharing that chapter. Again, it's cool that you waited for Mike Sindler to be here. Do you have anything that you'd like to promote or share? How can people like follow like I guess the publishing journey of your book and what you have going on?
Well, I'm at AJ Wernicke on Instagram. Right now I am working like a mad woman. See, mad woman. The book is being translated into Mexican Spanish right now. And so what I'm doing is I'm using it as a way of like doing a final check that the English version doesn't have any typos or other misbehaviors in it. And so I'm very patiently going through that and marking up the places where this has been translated by AI into Mexican Spanish, and then I retranslated it back into the English because, you know, my Spanish is so small as to be non-existent. And so I'm going through that, and I've got 392 pages to do. So I'm not being very communicative these days because there's just so much to getting it all done. But the end is in sight. I will be doing media, hopefully. You said hopefully. You'd be surprised how many misbehaviors sneak in. Anyway, so as soon as I get out from under this heap, I will be like sharing bunches of stuff. So that's how I am right now. I'm kind of a beleaguered author. You may or may not have some parts together. I don't know. But anyways, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. And
All right. Thank you, AJ. Appreciate that. That was a pretty thorough response. We'll be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and keep going because I know we got a full list. Kit, Chameleon Poetic, Greg, Cassie, Ed, and Dan. That's the way the list is looking right now. Just so you guys know, a little bit of a heads up. Once again, welcome to our online mic. We're here every Monday. So if you are tuning in and ever want to be part of this, please, come on by, sign up. The water is fine. Let's go ahead. We're getting back to the E to the P, the T to the X. I don't know why I said it like that. That's awkward. Let's just start over the whole show. No, I'm kidding. You know him as Mr. Monday Night. He's been holding down the fort, not only online, but in person, helping host shows. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Kit Rand. Kit, take it away.
Thank you, Richie. Thanks, everyone. Before me, we're going to continue with short story theater and continue through Harmony of the World by Charles Baxter. 4. Though Paul Hindemith's reputation once equaled Stravinsky's and Bartok's, it suffered after his death in 1963 an almost complete collapse. Only 2 of his orchestral works, the Symphonic Metamorphoses on themes of Weber and the Matis der Mahler Symphony are played with any frequency, thanks in part to their use of borrowed tunes. One hears his woodwind quintets and choral pieces now and again, but the works of which he was most proud, the ballet Nobilissima Visione, Das Marienleben, a song cycle, and the opera Die Harmonie der Welt, have fallen into total obscurity. The reason for Hindemith's sudden loss of reputation was a mystery to me. I had always considered his craftsmanship, if not his inspiration, to be first rate. When I saw that Harmony of the World Symphony, what almost never played, would be performed in our anonymous city, I told Cascadilla that I wanted to write a story for that week on how fame was gained and lost in the world of music. He thought that subject might be racy enough to interest the tone-deaf citizens of leafy and peaceful Maple Street, where no one is famous, if I made sure the story contained the human element. I read up on Hindemith, played his piano music, and listened to the recordings. I slowly found the music to be technically astute, but emotionally arid, as if some problem of purely local interest kept the composer's gaze safely below the horizon. Technocratic and oddly timid, his work reminded me of a model train chugging through a tiny town where only models of people actually lived. In fact, Hindemith did have a lifelong obsession with train sets. In Berlin, his took up 3 rooms, and the composer wrote elaborate timetables so that the toys wouldn't collide. But if Hindemith had a technocrat's intelligence, he also believed in the necessity of universal participation in musical activities. Listening was not enough. Even non-musical citizens could learn to sing and play, and he wrote music expressly for this purpose. He seems to have known that passive drugged listening was a side effect of totalitarian environments, and that elitist composers such as Schoenberg were engaged in antisocial Faustian projects that would bewilder and infuriate most audiences, leaving them isolated and thus eager to be drugged by a musical Superman. As the foremost anti-Nietzschean German composer of his day, therefore, Hindemith left Germany when his works could not be performed, thanks to the Third Reich, wrote textbooks with simple exercises, composed a requiem in memory of Franklin Roosevelt, set to words by Walt Whitman, and taught students, not all of them talented, in Ankara, New Haven, and Buffalo, this caricature of a town. As he passed through late middle age, he turned to a project he had contemplated all his life, an opera based on the career of the German astronomer Johann Kepler, author of Die Harmonis Mundi. This opera, a summary of Hindemith's ideas, would be called Harmony of the World. Hindemith worked out the themes first in the symphony, which bore the same title as the opera, and completed it in 1951. The more I thought about this project, the more it seemed anachronistic. Who believed in world harmony in 1951 or thereafter? Such a symphony would have to pass beyond technical sophistication into divine inspiration, which Hindemith had never shown any evidence of possessing. It occurred to me that Hindemith's lifelong sanity had perhaps given way in this case, toppled not by despair, as is conventional, but by faith in harmony. 5. For the next rehearsal, I drove to Karen Jensen's apartment, where there was, she said, a piano. I'd become curious about the styles of her insanity. I imagined a hamster cage in the kitchen, a doll head mobile in the living room, and mottos written with different colored inks on memo pads tacked up everywhere on the walls. She greeted me at the door without her bracelet. When I looked at her wrist, she said, I see that you noticed. A memento of adolescent despair. She sighed. But it does frighten people off. Once you've tried to do something like that, people don't really trust you. I don't know why exactly. Don't want your blood on their hands or something. Well, come on in. I was struck first by her forthrightness and second by her tiny apartment. Its style was much like the style in my house. She owned an attractive but worn-down sofa, a sideboard that supported an antique clock, one chair, a glass-top dinner table, and one nondescript poster on the wall. Trying to keep my advantage, I looked hard for telltale signs of insanity, but found none. The piano was off in the corner, almost hidden, unlike in those parlors back home. Very nice, I said. Well, thanks, she said. It's not much. I'd like something bigger, but where I work, I'm an administrative assistant and they don't pay me very much, so that's why I live like a snail here. It's hardly big enough to move around in, right? She wasn't looking at me. I mean, I could almost pick it up and carry it away. I nodded. Oh, you just don't think like a rich person, I said, trying to be hearty. They like to expand. They need room, big houses, big cars, fat bodies. Oh, I know, she said, laughing. My uncle. Would you like to stay for dinner? You look like you need a good meal. I mean, after the rehearsal. You're just skin and bones. May I call you Peter? Sure. I sat down on the sofa and tried to think of an excuse. I really can't stay, Miss Jensen. I have another rehearsal to go to later tonight. I wish I could. Oh, that's not it, is it? She asked suddenly, looking down at me. I don't believe you. I bet it's something else. I bet you're afraid of me. Why should I be afraid of you? She smiled and shrugged. Well, that's all right. You don't have to say anything. I know how it goes. She laughed once more, faintly. I never found a man who could handle it. They want to show you their scars, you know? They don't want to see any on you, and if they discover any, you just run. She slapped her right hand into her forehead and then ran her fingers through her hair. Well, shit, I didn't mean to do any of this at all. I mean, I admire you so much and everything, and here I am running on like this. I guess we should get down to business, right? Since I'm paying you by the hour. I smiled professionally, went to her piano. Beneath the high culture atmosphere that surrounds them, art songs have one subject: love. The permutations of love, lust, solitude, and loss are present in abundance, of course, but for the most part, they are simple vehicles for the expression of one emotion. I was reminded of this as I played through the piano parts. As much as I concentrated on the music in front of me, I couldn't help but notice that my employer stood next to the piano, singing the words sometimes toward me, sometimes away. She was rather courageously forcing eye contact on me. She kept this up for an hour and a half until we came to the Chandler settings, when at last she turned slightly, singing to the walls. As before, her voice broke out of control every 5 seconds, giving isolated words all the wrong shadings. The only way to endure it, I discovered, was to think of her singing as a postmodern phenomenon with its own conventions and rules. As the victim of necessity rather than accident, Karen Jensen was tolerable. There she was, facing away from me, burying Susanna Fry, and probably her own past and career into the bargain. When we were done, she asked, "Sure you won't stay?" "No, I don't think so." "You really haven't another engagement, have you?" "No," I admitted. "I didn't think so. You were scared of me the moment you walked in the door. You thought I'd be crazy." She waited. "After all, only ugly girls live alone, right?" "I'm not ugly." "No, you aren't," I said. "You're quite attractive." "Do you think so?" she asked, brightening. "So nice to hear that from you, even if you're just paying a compliment. I mean, it still means something." And she surprised me. As I stood in the doorway, she got down on her knees in front of me and bowed her head in the style of one of her songs. "Please stay," she asked. Immediately, she stood up and laughed. "But don't feel obliged to." I think we'll leave it there. I think I'm losing you. But that's where we leave off tonight. And double words. Tumbles ever onward. This Saturday, we meet via Zoom, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, every Saturday. And this Saturday is going to be a little tradition we have at this point. Bill Sparks will be in, and we'll talk about Memorial Day. It's always a very enlightening thing. Bill's a very nice guy, very good guy, and always puts together a very great presentation. June 1st, I'll be taking the reins, just so no one has to prepare on short notice. I'll be doing an old one about Jack Gilbert, one of my personal favorites. June 8th, Sandy, who makes the YouTube comments on these Mondays great every week, is going to be presenting on Salvador Dali. And June 15th will be Lee Martinez Soto, and they have a workshop. They ran sort of a pilot of it at Right Work, something they run with Fernando Antonio Montejano, and it's going to be sort of a takeoff of a therapy concept where we're addressing an empty chair. It's really fun when Lee brings like their therapy tools into writing, and it produces some interesting things. I know you're skeptical. I would have shared that if I didn't know Lee so well by this point. But yeah, that's the upcoming schedule for Tumblewords. Like Richie said, we get a rare break in our live travails, but we'll see you down. We'll see you down. Back to you, Richie.
All right, thank you, Kit. I have my cat bothering me once again at my feet. You guys can't see him. He's tangled up in there. What's up, Rocket? Yeah, appreciate that, man. We don't have BWOMS this week, but I am reminded that our friend Liz Liano in Las Cruces is putting together a mental health show. It's called Latin Excellence, and that's going to be this Saturday in Las Cruces, the 25th. Come on through. I'm gonna post a flyer on my Instagram tomorrow. Deadwall Reveries. Stop clawing at my feet. Oh my god, he is hungry. Okay, so sorry. Next up, we got the author of the Chameleon Chronicles. Have you read it? It's a book of poems, and the author is here. She's joining us from New Jersey. We've got the Chameleon Poetic, aka Terry Robes Jetson. What's up? Hey.
Hey. Oh, I moved my phone because it started to go dead, and now it's not really in a good position for this, but oh well. How's everybody doing? Been a while. I was in a workshop. Can you hear me? I was in a workshop today. Very small workshop with Trisha and Michael and Brian. I think that's everybody that was in there. And Ray Jane. And she was the one giving it. And so these are some new shit things that I wrote that were in there from that. This is a haiku. Sis-in-law is dead. Hate to say I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I don't think I need to read that one again. Then this one's about revenge. The best revenge is served cold. Although I was always told never to do anything out of anger, and that it was not my place to serve this type of justice, but it is a long time to wait for the ultimate judge. In the interim, my impatience may cause me to write a salty poem about your twisted up pretzel mind to keep me from twisting up the window wiper blades on your car like you did to mine when you thought I was being unfaithful. Poetry doesn't keep me from wanting revenge, but it does keep me from taking matters into my own hands. And then I have this one. Trauma mama doesn't know how to love him or her. Damaged goods, not enough therapy yet. Sometimes there isn't enough therapy in the world to fix someone's broken. Sometimes there isn't a happy ending. And then there's taking a step outside of my mind to give love another chance is not something that I'm prepared to do. Trust issues. Yes, I got trust issues. I worry I'll be dead before I find someone who can help me over my trust issues. And then I have one more, if that's okay. Back in the 8th grade, we would travel in packs. My friends Sue and Bernie were music aficionados who introduced me to music other than Elvis Presley and the Beach Boys. I was familiar with Paul Simon on the radio. He was pretty common as just us girls hanging out on the library steps in the 80-degree heat, singing all the words to 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, and I get by with a little help from my friends. We were fresh at the start of our summer vacation. I was always broke, but my one friend wasn't, because her mother left her home while she worked and gave her pocket money to order out. Thankfully, when we were out, she would pay. I remember that Chinese restaurant in Pompton Lakes where the air conditioner was always cranked. Oops. Moved. Hang on, I'm sorry. I hate my phone. And we would be sitters at someone's table. 4 girls stretching a bowl of crunchy noodles with free refills to last for a couple of hours until they realized we weren't going to order anything else and asked us to leave. And that's me.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Any quick announcements? Ways can people follow and support you online?
The poetry festival that's happening, I'm not sure if I'm going to be in New York or not, but I am planning on going to Albuquerque for the one that Marissa Prada is having. And that's in September. And there's really no features that I'm aware of right now. I had a bunch of features and they're all over with. I was on Part of the Artist, and that's recorded on YouTube. I forget, I had another one that it's also recorded, but I can't remember who it was that interviewed me. Everything I've done in the past is all recorded on YouTube. If you want to see anything with my previous antics, you just type in my name and it'll come up. So it's under Terry Rose Dirtson. You can just type that in YouTube and then everything will come up that I've done, and different, makeup at Halloween and all this, craziness. Just having fun, and if you're interested in the book, you can get it on Red or Green Books, which Red is spelled READ. redorgreenbooks.com. It's all together. And I think it's $10 right now. So that's $5 off. The normal price is usually $15. So if you go on there, you can get a discount right now. Karaoke night on every last Saturday of the month. I'm still doing that too. You can get that on Facebook. If you type in, under events, under Word is Right. It's on that platform. The same platform as Red or Green Books is still Marissa Prada. So come by if you want to sing a tune. The invite's on Facebook and it's on Zoom.
All right.
Last Saturday
Thanks.
of every month. Thanks.
Nice. You went through the whole list there. Check. All right. Thank you, Chameleon Chronicles. Check it out. All right. Next up, we have someone who joined us from the live chat into the actual list to read, which I think is always super fun. I believe has been here before, not too often, has read at our live open mics in El Paso from time to time, always rocking the coolest facial hair. He is the sire behind the widening gyre. That's right. It is time for Greg Bell to hit us with your spell. All right. I don't know why I'm rhyming. All right. Take it away, Greg. Good to see you again.
Well rhymed, Richie. And by the way, have you fed that cat yet? Okay, good. Glad to know. I got a couple of poems that are joined by serendipity in relationship to the moon. And I'll explain that after I've read the first one. This is called Snapshot, 1968. From the dark backside of the moon, now bright, never before seen by living eyes, and startled to be so violated. William Anders, born in Hong Kong, Boy Scout, raised in California, one holy Catholic apostolic pilot, trained to excel, floats, tumbles, shifts inside Apollo 8. With a Master of Science in Nuclear Engineering, the astronaut, authority in dosimetry, radiation effects, and environmental control, is in charge of taking lunar pictures. Crater Giordano Bruno. Mare Smithii. Apollo's shadow crawls below, lengthens, points. Oh my God, look at that. It's the moon coming up. I mean, it's the Earth coming up. Wow. For slow as an opening flower, up, up above the barren moonscape, she silent rises into view of three men sent to conquer space and chart the craters of the moon, who now gasp in awe of newfound recognition. This planetary marbled cat's eye, oceanic, atmospheric, fragile. This blue pearl set in unforgiving sky, smack in the impossible Goldilocks zone. One rondure, one globe, one happening. From space, no fences, no borders, no boundaries. This mother to 3.5 billion people and growing, to 9 billion species, but dwindling, flecked with oceans and clouds held in by atmosphere as thin in proportion as the skin to the apple, alone in all the known universe. A living planet is home. Earth rise. This poem was just published last month for Earth Month by Scientific American. And strangely enough, this same poem, it just occurred to me as I was reading, also has the clicking of the camera. And as it turns out, this poem is going to the moon, literally. It's got three elements. One of them is you folks will probably have no trouble with this. One of them is the Our Father in Spanish. Oración del sueño americano, prayer of the American dream. Epigraph, for here there is no place that does not see you. You must change your life. That is from Rilke's archaic torso of Apollo. This is the new math. Halt the multiplication, division by subtraction, refuge denied, discarded artifacts, discarded lives. Padre Nuestro, deemed migrant contraband to be confiscated by Customs and Border Protection, to be bagged, then dumpstered out. ¿Qué estás en el cielo? Blankets, toilet paper, tins of tuna, black plastic canteens, dressed or bare, endless tubes of toothpaste. Santificado sea tu nombre. Yet one janitor saw something to be done. Food to be donated to the local pantry, pictures to take, stories to tell, art to make. Venga tu reino. Toilet paper collage, sunflower mosaic from deodorant and lighters and cigarettes, witness to loss, wallets and keys and personal IDs. Hágase tu voluntad. condoms, collage, lifestyle, Trojans, skins, semi-condon, and more in bright display that speaks of passion and hope. Rosaries, en la tierra como en el cielo. Rosaries in plastic or stone or wood, green and white and yellow, and gemstones, one in red and black, colors of the bull ring. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Oraciones del sueño americano para tocar, para orar, para pasar con seguridad. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Multiplication and subtraction, dividing still, and still they come to escape the crush of poverty or claim asylum from violence. Y líbranos del mal. Amen. Coda, America. Just beyond the reach of campfire light, under soiled and darkened transit bridges, before your microwaves and Tempur-Pedics, and way beyond the light cast by your cell phones, beyond all your social media, beyond what's streaming 24/7, beyond the borders of your paranoia, sitting with the children in your cages. Look, is it there or is it fear, trembling at the edges of your vision? The darkness speaks and you must listen. The darkness speaks and you must hear. You know you're dying every day. You must give yourself away. I thought I'd throw one in as a contribution to the Ars Poetica that I think it was Michael who read Rip Rap earlier. And this addresses one of the seminal influences of my work, if you go beyond, the ancients and Shakespeare too. It's called Tor House. This is actually called Savage Beauty. I visited Tor House a few months ago. And this too is a sonnet, as was the coda in the last poem. Poetry slipstream pulls me up the mountain to the Carmel coast and the brilliant bramble of Robinson Jeffers and Tor House for a swim in rough surf, the air here brisk and wild, full of mist that casts otherworldly light. Here, the window of perception through which the poet looked and found the world of wilderness, terrible and beautiful and piled stone on stone as his altar. To see through the eyes of pelican and hawk and make his offerings to the oldest gods. I think that'll cover it for now.
Right on. Appreciate that. Thank you, Greg. How can people follow and support you online?
Well, I still have the Widening Gyre on Facebook. And I've been sandbagging getting a website up. So there's that. Oh, and something else. The first poem I did, which was published by Scientific American, is included in an Earth Day cabaret, which I conceived, produced, performed in, chief cook and bottle washer. There were a number of really fine poets in it. It was at Beyond Baroque, and it's available on the YouTube channel, the Beyond Baroque channel on YouTube, rather. It's called Earth Day Cabaret. And the other little story, I'm sorry, probably you weren't able to follow my mouth and keep up with the words. The second poem I read, unbeknownst to me, it's not something I saw, is included in an anthology that's going to the moon, on NASA Polaris mission in November. It would seem to me that the first poem I did, which was set at the moon, might be a better choice, but who am I to question why?
Gotcha. Just a casual drop. Thank you, Greg, for joining us. Appreciate
My
it, man.
pleasure. I'm in El Paso for a little while to visit family, and I thought, hey, I got to touch base. It's been a
Cool.
long time.
Right on, man. Thank you. Too bad we don't have any events this week, but yeah, thanks for joining us online.
Now, Richie, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, Greg Bell, everyone. Go check out Whiting Gyre, find him online. Let's keep going. We have 3 more people signed up, and this is where we're going to go international because we're going to check in with, make sure she's here, Cassie in La Casa. That's right, Cassie McCoy, keeping it real. Yeah, are you here with us? Yeah, what's up? Happy Monday.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I will do the thing where I ask if my audio makes me sound like a robot because it drives me crazy. Is that a thing?
Not yet.
You sound very hesitant, but I'll take your word for it. Okay. Okay, you say so. All right. Okay. This first one is called Time Blurred. Two fresh oranges, one Honeycrisp apple, a small pocket knife, for forming slivers of sweet. 3 soft cheeses, a sprig of mint from the garden, a hint of lamb's ear. 12-year aged whiskey, a single beeswax candle, a ball of string, for draping over our quiet reservations, an old calligraphy pen for practicing we with a capital W, sparklers, a neon-colored sprinkler for after midnight, after the heat has made its way, crept across the island in the kitchen, between us, around the free-flowing beeswax candle, up our arms, across our shoulders, between our thighs, onto the tile, across the carpet, sliding down the hallway, seeking rest across our horizontal spines. Okay. This next one is called Sink. I thought I had it in front of me, and now I am looking for it. Bear with me. Okay. So I've read this here before, but it was in January, so maybe again. Let's create moments we sink into. Forget the stable ground. It will return. Sink with me. Laugh. Forget why you're laughing. Let our smiles infect each other so much we forget where the feelings begin and end. Let's not ask why. I know it feels important to keep an eye on the time so it doesn't run away without us, but let's slip under the canopy and forget the world outside. Imagine this is a dream and you've been given the key to stay. The only way not to wake is surrender. Okay. And this last one is again one I have read here before, but it was very early on. It's been a while, so I'm going to read it again. It is called The Answer is Wonderment. I wore myself out trying to crack the code to unlock your happiness, and instead, oh gosh, sorry, I'm just going to start this again, so I trip myself up. I wore myself out trying to crack the code to unlock pure happiness, and instead was called upon to answer why. I scoured the earth to uncover life's meaning, and was only called upon to answer, what if there were no mysteries left? Where would you place your wonderment? What would spark the dopamine to flow? What would you chase with glee? See, when I was a kid, I didn't realize in the future laid a curious option, full of air and light, that there are mysteries that I could leave best unsolved in favor of chasing wonderment and letting meaning flutter and flit before me and dissipate into the ether, into the dark of still night. Um, okay. That is all I have for poetry.
Yeah, that was everything. That's it. Awesome. Any promos, plugs, things that you want to say?
Well, I have the last week of my online generative poetry workshop that I am facilitating. It was 5 weeks. There's 1 week left. It's called Bound to Temporary Spaces. It centers around connection to place, looking at poetry and our as a vehicle for exploring our connection to different aspects of place, natural environments and urban ones. And the last week is very general. Each week had a sub-theme. This one is very much just exploring connection to place in general. If you're curious about it, you can go to my Instagram, which is Relentless Intrigue. And I will throw the sign up form in the chat, which has all of the details in case you would like to read more about it. All right, thank you, Richie.
That's so cool. Thank you, Cassie. And for those who are wanting to know, maybe we can do 5 weeks in one night. Ha ha ha! Because I missed every single one because I suck. I'm so busy. But Cassie, one last thing. Can we wish you a happy birthday?
Oh my. I suppose you could, yeah. I
Yeah,
appreciate
happy birthday, Cassie. A little bird told me, what I'm saying, on the live chat. So um I am I'll wait till the after stream and I've drank a couple of these and I'll sing a happy birthday. But great for having you on as always. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah, I look forward to that, Richie.
That's right. We're gonna chase the stream with some wonderment. I mean some beer. All right, cool. Thank you. Let's keep going because there's more people. In fact, if you notice, we got a couple more people signed up, which is really cool. We're gonna go ahead and go to Washington, DC. That's Capitol. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. It's got Ed Potastic. Is it smoking in there? What's up, Ed? How you doing, man? Oh,
I'm doing great. Is smoky?
I thought it looked like the room was like covered in smoke. It's cool. It's cool, man. We can see you, we can hear you. Take it away, my friend.
Because everyone's so hot, hot, hot. We're feeling fire, feeling hot, hot, hot. But anyway, what's going on? Thank you, Richie, my brother Nola. My brother like no other with words like thunder. But first, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Cassie. Happy birthday to you. Many more. Woohoo! Sorry about that. But anyway, thank you. But my name is Ed Potato, the Fantastic. Please at the time you could join my rhyme file sublime. All right. Our lovely, wonderful, musical, talented Laura actually gave me these puns. I was surprised. I'm all like, wow, she really think I'm punny. See what I did there? But anyway, thank you, Laura, for making me more punny. Thank you for making my days more sunny. Now it's time to be extra super duper funny. Forgive me for making your laugh boxes more runny. Okay. The first joke is, what's a pirate's favorite letter? You think it's the R, but it's really the C. Don't worry. I think some of my wonderful audiences haven't heard this one. I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. For her birthday, my mom asked for something groundbreaking. So I got her a shovel. My husband used to work in computers, but then he lost his drive. And did you hear about fire at the shoe factory? Many souls were lost. Hope they give you a little pep in your steps. Thank you for grazing me with your lace. But anyway, are you planning to go fishing tomorrow? If so, let let me know. What did the quote said to the what did the quote said to the bed after it fell on the floor? Oh, shit. Last but not least, why can't you trust jungle animals? Because they're always lying. Oh. All right, thank you for gracing me with your presence. Now it's on for the show. I was trying to say, what should I do? What should I do? Then all of a sudden I thought, today, this month is Mental Awareness Month. So I have 3 poems about mental health. The first one is called Maniac by me. Maniac. I lost my mind in a crazy world, left far behind in a rapid spiral. My grip on reality is wearing thin, living my fantasy to where or when. The walls are closing, we're stuck in a box. We keep on folding, trying to pick the lock. Maybe you're in my head, or I could be dead. I don't know what I said. My thoughts are heavy as lead. If you like me, wanting to be free, please feel at ease. Search for help, your best guarantee. It feels like a curse, but it can get much worse. Don't let the wind disperse. Get help before it hurts. I know I don't understand, but we all need a hand. Sometimes it's hard to bear, but I want you to know someone cares. All right, thank you. Hope you like that one. This one is I got this from the internet, but I have no idea who wrote it. But if you want to share it or read it or whatever, let me know. This is called 1 Week of the Year. 1 week of the year, so is Mental Health Week, where people with mental illness can speak. It's the 1 week of the year where people may hear. They may understand what we go through. There's a slim hope that they do. Maybe then people can understand they were all over Scotland. 1 in 4 will have issues with their mental health, irrespective of your status or wealth. Mental illness does not discriminate and is not determined by fate. So we need to open our eyes, listen for those silent cries, look for the need for hope, help when people can't cope. Reach out a helping hand, try understand, share a caring word so we can all be free as a bird. Let's reduce the stigma. Mental health isn't an enigma. It can happen to any one of us. So let's cause a fuss. It's unacceptable in this day and age that we don't engage and talk about what's right there in plain sight. It's like daylight in night. So don't just listen for 1 week. Listen when people speak on their daily struggles. Reach out and give a cuddle. Speak words of comfort. Let's make the effort because we all matter, even those who feel we're as mad as a hatter. Thank you. Okay, last but not least, this is called The Stigma of Mental Health by James McLean. Diabetes, no problem. Heart disease, no problem. Lungs, kidneys, broken bones, no problem. Many here are psychotic. Many here are bipolar. Many here have not left their rooms for months. Many here think the world revolves around them. Yet you're glued to your priest and cop shows on TV, watching the obliviously mentally ill be victimized by those without higher learning. I cannot replenish intelligence where none is shown. Poets are the first to burn with a passion to do what is right. We all want a cure for cancer except for the pharmaceutical companies. When a brain works unpredictably or on the sidewalks, one walks in your light, there it's dark. When you see them talking to the sky, you drove past, or they are dressed for winter and summer, or you find yourself next to him or her, you please don't hate me for saying that you remove yourself from their proximity. The stigma of mental illness is a horrible thing. Imagine that you would ask someone with no arms to open a door and hold it open for you. Now imagine that same person whose mind has been damaged from any hundreds of things. All the great poets whom suicide now remove all the words that come to your mind. Massive gaps in literature is all that you'll find. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh, I love your hair. I love your hair. Our
That's
wonderful
awesome.
Fin
Oh,
Bell.
yeah. Same, right?
Yeah, it looks nice
Ed,
on her.
dude, I know. And she's next, which is amazing. So before we call her up, how can people follow and support you online, Ed?
Well, you can follow me, support me online while coming to this open mic, and so you could speak out on wine. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie492. And remember, if the mic's right, I'll be there to shine my protestic insight. If you send a request, if you take guests, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed. Now stop spewing or singing the one words inside your chest. Now stop feeling and doing and being your best. And remember that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow and never stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. And how I love this show. Woo!
Right on. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate you for the energy. And you got to watch the replay, man, because Sandy's convinced you're hotboxing in there. I know you're not, but that's the way it was looking, And then you're telling your jokes, man. It looks great. Always funny. But we did get the preview, the sneak preview. We had Finn Bell add herself to the list. As always, she's going to be joining us from the cosmic void, and she ate too many chips, too many potato chips. So she's going to share a little something. I'm reading how she signed up, by the way. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Finn Bell, and again, great haircut.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. It's actually not a haircut, but I really am digging it. I had it this short at the beginning of the pandemic. I might cut it this short. No, it's just up. It's just up. I still have the, but yeah. So just like Terry, I have a few things from Ray Jane's fabulous workshop with Poetry Games this afternoon. They're not exactly poems, but I want to go ahead and share them. They're just thoughts. The first set was to the theme of 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, Paul Simon. So I did some sort of fun send you type things. So the first one, if I need to tell you, then we are in big trouble, babe. Stop and read the writing. If I need to tell you, then we are in big trouble, babe. Stop and read the writing. I like having options. Let's play a game now. Today it's on, tomorrow who knows. I like having options. Let's play a game now. Today it's on, tomorrow who knows. And then finally, slip out the back, Jack. What? You're Stan, not Jack? Oopsie. At least you're not Roy. Slip out the back, Jack. What? You're Stan, not Jack? Oopsie. At least you're not Roy. So the next one that we were given was, oh, Gizmo like that one. The next one was Take a Giant Step, I believe, Carole King. So this is what I did. Carol's plea made me long for Chrissy's promise, no pretending here. I'll stand by you. I don't know what hurt you. I can make it right. Christina takes up the tune. Will be there for her lover. My love, what else must I say? And then finally, this is not exactly a list poem, it's just a list. And the prompt was before he cheats, Carrie Underwood. Nothing about revenge here really, but the kind of like the beginnings of the grr. So number one, this one goes out to the one who claimed I was stalking him. Number two, this one goes out to the one who couldn't be bothered to slip out the back door. Number three, this one goes out to the one who didn't even bother to give me a heads up and instead started dirty dancing all the way to last call with the band's roadie. Number four, this one goes out to that one who said, you leave me, you leave your son behind too. And then finally, number five, this one goes out to the one who still breaks my heart anew on the daily. That one's on me. Next, I wanted to share a poem from You Are Here, which was edited by Ada Limon, and You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World. And this is a poem from Patricia Smith called Two Little Black Girls Whisking Flour. And it's a double golden shovel. And then the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. That is Anais Nan. Blossom when you're ready, but rough. Be quaint, explosive. And to those who spoke you dim, dismissed your pale green, then took your witless imagination for manic romps in the drizzle. The it named weather was wee drama, cartoonish in the clutch of day. Risk the lush you have never seen, forget how winter first came. The unrhymed shudder, the gray dressed like your father. When thanks to the loud religion of wind, you couldn't find your face. And the painful trick of season moved through you like a knife of ice. Risk more, risk smolder, risk blood flower, risk voice. Like you, it too was often just storm not knowing why. Risk is why you remain. Bud like an open hand, sprouting your mere devastation of tight aroma. Why you'll strut thorn, sink fly-trapped canines into bland satin, into a landscape of concrete unloosing the notion of grass. What a tight-clenched jubilation you are, what a plump, thirsting bud remaining unswerved in your reach for any sky. If your aim was to unfurl, terrify, sparkle with damage, you'll do that and more. Risk lurks in every inch of soil as frost or scorch, and it's painful the way soil can stunt the upward it insists upon. You're more than when you were just a whimpering mistake beneath the dirt, the camellia clawing for its first breath. Risk that breathlessness. Risk day, risk slap of sun, risk yawning wide, risk the itch and the choke of it, the damned wheel of days, growth and all the dirty water it took. Then be that quaint explosive, growl out with howling red, vibrato, and own everything weather has done to you. Bellow, girl, blossom. And then I want to close with, since Mike Sindler said, go ahead and bring an old one. He's not here anymore, but old one. So this one's titled Mintaka. Sit here now. Hear the story, the day I reincarnated. mortal flesh molting fin and sugar glass bone, landing starship upon a Monday evening, dying planet, sonar wave, Rhea, awakened titans, see my plumed prideful fishtail ruin my smeared gashed lip, vermilion, brilliant, breaking a winning streak. It was in that instant you bellowed, stunned, smitten, I paused. There was nothing laced in the impending icebergs melting in my drink. Here I birthed a practice of copying down misshapen excuses sent in my direction on wake of frenzied moving water. Poseidon's bow, slipshod cocksure proclamation. Poseidon's bow, slipshod cocksure proclamation you asserted, unbending even then. Brine and tang, I murmured back. Who between the two of us was bothering to keep count and number days in correct order when I was already tracing the maddening shape your lips took to round out its vowels to soften their frantic release in my direction? You consciously dimmed your flame, this flame inside your hurricane lantern chest. You cupped long fingers to surround it, to guard it, to keep me from deciphering it, while your essence, your combustible you, hissed between our untended gaps, our fire not wanting to churn vaporous, deplete my approaching whirlpools, my water not wanting to douse you, so wanting to swallow you whole, not wanting to want you, wanting you. I felt the newness of how my bare skin screamed beneath siren scale, rapturous holy fire, where you singed it the very first time. I remember us awakening the fall in November. I remember us quickening rebirth in December. I remember us come July season to the season's changes and impatient to cast out pretense of distance and cold. How the hot wind chafe of your touch testing your come-ons pressed down unyielding gust on my throat and my cheeks, summer fling, sweltering, blistered. Freak occurrence, dog day squalls, you never hung around too long, your destination then far abroad, scattered and untold. I had known, in Mintaka spirit ascending, I would gift you my devotion, I would rainfall you my patience, coax poppies forth from the cracks of you, desiccated earth of you, nexus birth soul. It was in this place we created comprehension dawning. We witnessed the way we halted the tumbleweeds rolling in their southwest wandering. We rooted in oasis, became wild flowers in every riotous color, burgeoning life into the desert in those days. I sang the sea, sleep, sex, sea, sated, drunk for you, and she pulled the moon's phases erratic to echo you, to greet you, sunrise, Elias, mounting to hold you, to save you, sunset, Icarus plummeting. The leaves turn to gold-hued rot, Proserpina, somnambulant, ascends through snowdrift, a Mayflower head erupts. Soaring is a motion, reversed, achieved upside down, the ground is the sky, born out of solitary care, as your violent rays rip the sky bare to embrace you, to rescue you in your nightly downfall. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And of course, feel free to share any links, any things going on this week, really quick to promote.
My open mic. It is all about the zodiac signs. It's called Born Under a Lucky Star. I am Sun, I am Moon, I am Ascendant. So love for you guys to do a little back research and look that up. It might yield very interesting things about you or about prompts that you want to use for a poem. So yeah, that's what happened for me. Cool beans. All right, thank you, Richie. Back to you, as Dad likes to say. Back to you, Richie.
That's right. Perfect. Thank you so much for jumping on. Oh yes, hold on a second. I need to Kit's back. Let's make him a co-host. Okay. So next up we got a Darth Vato in the crib. And who is that? Well, that is me. I was gonna share a quick piece. Can you guys hear the music? I thought I would do a little intro thing here, but okay. this past weekend, I wanted to give a shout out to the Nelia Ballet Academy. They invited us to be part of their 1 year anniversary, and it was kind of tough because it was during the day. It was also like on the far east side. Oh, hey Terry, you're unmuted. Let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, they invited us to be part of the 1 year anniversary, and that was really cool. It was hard for people to make it out because it was like during the day. It was a little earlier, and also was far out for a lot of people than they're used to. But they surprised me because a lot of them had poems to read, which was super fun. And they put on some dance performances as well. So I wanted to share a piece I shared there that they ended up in reading for them, that I ended up reading for them, Música Mestiza, which is one of my newer pieces. I had it published in the Chrysalis Journal. Yeah, because it's about that. Here we go. If Melquiades were a merengue musician, what kind of chord progressions would he throw down and leave to be deciphered in the dance steps of lovers? Hand to waist, eye to eye, hips in sync to a 2/4 beat. Would he take a split second during a rest to gaze beyond the bell of his horn and come to focus his gaze on the mystic whirlwind of lovers intertwined in the moment? A syncretic soundscape living beyond the scuffle of leather, swish of fabric, click of valves, and a trumpet's blare stretched out into a ribbon of sound. Would Trujillo embrace merengue so freely if he was also forced to celebrate the dark sounds of its African lineage? Música mestiza, mira no más. This is the supreme sound and the sacred silence. The secret scores of ancestors inscribed into our skeletons that compels us to dance as an act of resistance. Play away, Melquiades. Play away. All right, I had to share that one because got that dance thing going on, and I still got an Imperial March cumbia playing around in my ears. That was my Darth Vato character, which wasn't really a character; it was just a thing. All right, hey, speaking of things and themes and whatever we have going on here, the last couple of weeks we've had Dan, who was caught in technological limbo. So we've had to improvise, we've had to adapt, improvise, overcome, as I like to say. So joining us from Kit's room and his cell phone, we have the one, the only Dan, the man. Take it away, Dan.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay. Sorry I wasn't here at the Crash Witter and Birds because I was due for the because I was at the Alamo Draft House for the premiere of Lost Souls by the one and only Crystal Poppin. Out the Hoppin. Yeah. That almost reminds me of Dennis Hopper. God rest his soul. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, and here we go again. My hand and my wrist is getting awkward again. Looks like I'm trying to hold on to a stand with the other hand. No wonder my hands beginning to crash land. It did not go straight as planned. No. I wish I could have it on the sand or have it cold and placed on a disband. That's weird. So yeah, no wonder if it's very cold, should have had some cold at the Rio Grande. Yeah. Oh well, that's a long land. So I supply the band on my hand, trying to relax. Because it's one big pain. And yeah, just don't blame it on the rain, according to Milli Vanilli. Yeah. Even if it's Mark Twain or Shania Twain. Poetry or music. Yeah. That's right. This is part of the Great Dane. Yeah, doggy. Yeah. Right. But even though my hand is still in pain, trying to ease down the pain, just like how we're trying to ease down the Ukraine. So yeah. So yeah, let's not to blame. Just Blame it on the rain. Going to Millie Vanilli. Yep. Ain't that a shame? My hand. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you very much. Yeah, here we go again. Technical difficulties on Zoom. Can't believe it's still a boom. Yeah, that's like I wish it was noon, but it's midnight. Well, what a bite. Okay. All right, guys. I'm hoping to get Zoom back in. I don't know. I'm trying to, but it keeps backfiring. I don't know what happened. So. All right, guys. Well, thank again, Dan the Man's Weekly currently on hiatus, and just keep posting. You can follow me on Instagram. So doing the best I could. All right, guys. I hope to see you next Monday for Memorial Day. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Kit, and let's go ahead, Richie, and call it a night. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it, Dan. Calling the shots as always. You know what this you know what this reminded me of? I feel like this is Dan has been banished to the Phantom Zone. Superman, and so Kit's holding up so Dan can report in from the Phantom Zone. That's the way it feels like. That is now my head canon. So we hope you find your way back to our universe and our dimension, Dan. Eventually, we appreciate it. So a couple notes again. We do not have any open mics in town, live open mics this week. Liz Liano is putting together Lizard Glitter Productions has a mental health awareness event this Saturday in Las Cruces at the historic Rio Grande Theater. Doors open at 6. The show starts at 7 p.m. and I believe it's a $10 donation entry fee. So if you can swing it, come on through. There's going to be poetry, music. I'll be performing. It's going to be called Latin Excellence. So that's going to be super cool. Shout out to Liz Liano. Next week, we have open mic at, I think it's Mona Bar on Thursday. Okay, really quick. I forgot to mention this. I need to put a promo out there. Next Thursday, we are collaborating with Pie Music, the Pie Sisters. If you've heard them, they're amazing. They have a single out called Change. And in order to kind of help promote the song, but also just like encourage creators and performers in our community, we're asking people to bring their own original pieces. Maybe you can write something this week. Bring a piece, a poem, a song, a dance, a beat, anything that you've created centered around the theme of change. And I think the Pie Sisters are going to help me MC or host that night. So it'll be kind of a special edition. Of course, Kate, you're welcome to be part of the events as well. There'll be a food as always, and last Thursdays there's some art shows going on in the area as well. It's gonna be fun. So bring your pieces of change, come perform, and there's gonna be some other surprises. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Again, we'll be back next Monday. Be on the lookout for the link to sign up. If you haven't done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I do put the live stream ahead of time, so you can see that. The link to sign up is always in the description. Also, you can subscribe to our link tree. You can get notifications via text message or email. That's the first place I put out the list. I see that more people are subscribed, so that is awesome. Otherwise, hopefully you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys next time or see you around for the online open mic. My name is Rich, Deadwell wherever he's on Instagram. I'll see you guys. Peace. Stop the live stream.